Have you ever wondered about the bones of a story? What did the outline look like before the characters hijacked it? Ophelia Kee always wondered the same things about her own stories. As a discovery writer, the chaotic pantser style, not even the author knew how the tales in the Draoithe Saga would go until they went. Backward analyzing one story while busy writing the next tale or two somehow never happened. Apparently, OK put things off long enough, and some fancy computer magic will provide us with those long-wished-for story overviews. We can finally X-ray the tales from the dream and see their skeletons. Shall we investigate the next story in the dream?
Imagine having a nightmare so real, the only way you could possibly escape is to create a protector inside your own mind. Now, what if that protector actually answered the call? Today, we're going to dive into Ruler of the Mind, a story where trauma, vengeance, and some pretty intense magical destiny all collide in a dark, steamy paranormal romance.
Welcome to the dream. You know, that line from the book is the perfect way to start this, because it's not just an invitation, is it? It's also kind of a warning. In this world, the line between what's a dream and what's real, between a nightmare and a savior, well, it's about to get real blurry.
And to really get what this dream is all about, we've got to zoom out a little and understand the world it set in. See, this story isn't a standalone. It's part of a huge universe called the Draoithe Saga.
So what is the Draoithe Saga? Well, just picture a world where every single myth, every legend, and every fairy tale you've ever heard is 100% real. It's a place run by some serious magic, and the whole point is to keep things in balance, which usually happens when two fated souls, or mates, finally find their way to each other.
Okay, so now that we've got that epic backdrop, let's zoom right back in on one of the most gripping tales from this entire saga.
Every great story has a hero, right? But for our main character, her journey doesn't kick off with some grand adventure. Nope, it starts right in the middle of a living nightmare.
And here she is, Misty Tottifer. You can really see her story is split into two parts. On one side, you've got her life before. Sure, she's magically gifted, but she sees her powers as a total curse. She's the kind of person who'd rather hang out with books than people. But then, there's the catalyst, a horrific event that just shatters her world and forces her to invent a fantasy lover just to survive what's going on in her own head.
And her specific power? It's the key to this whole thing. She's what's known as a Draoithe Saga, which is an ancient term for a ruler of the mind. Now, this isn't just basic telepathy. She can literally enter someone's consciousness. You can see why for her this has always felt way more like a curse than a gift. She's terrified of what she might accidentally do to people.
And let me tell you, the book does not pull any punches when describing her trauma. This quote, it just shows you the depth of the horror she's forced to relive night after night. It's not just a bad memory for her, it's a prison.
But out of the depths of that nightmare, something completely unexpected happens. That desperate call for help she's sending out, well, it finds a receiver. And our story's protector is about to step onto the stage.
Now, this is where it gets really fascinating. That coping mechanism she has, this fantasy lover she created, he's not just in her head. Her magical call for help, born from pure desperation, actually travels out into the world and finds someone.
So meet Winter McLion. Get this, he's an ancient, immortal dragon knight. He was once used as a living weapon for kings, but he's been broken and completely alone for centuries. Misty's psychic scream for help is what finally wakes him up, and it gives him a brand new, single-minded mission: protect her at all costs.
And he does not waste a single second. The very first time he shows up in her mind, this is his opening line. Talk about intense, right? It's possessive, it's powerful, and it immediately tells you he is all in. He's not there to be a helper, he's there to be a claimant.
And this is the exact moment that dream shatters into reality. The fantasy protector becomes a real-world avenger, and his mission is as simple as it is completely and utterly brutal. Winter's path to justice is just relentless. First, he goes into Misty's mind and witnesses the full horror of her nightmares. Then, he uses what he learned to methodically hunt down every single one of her attackers. He captures them, brings them to the magical sanctuary of Draoithe, and delivers them for a very, very unique kind of magical judgment.
This quote really just says it all. It perfectly captures his motivation. In this world, especially when you're talking about dragons, the fated mate is the ultimate treasure. So harming her isn't just a crime, it's a sacrilege, and it demands retribution.
And the justice served is absolute. In a stunning twist of fate, her attackers are magically stripped of their free will and transformed into her eternal servants. Their punishment is to serve the very woman they violated for the rest of time.
So, with vengeance delivered, the story moves into its final act. And this part is all about transformation, healing, and empowerment.
After only ever meeting in her mind, they finally meet in person, and the connection they have is immediate. It's powerful, and it's rooted in the very magic that brought them together in the first place. And their special bond actually has a name. She's his Valkyrie. And this isn't just some cutesy term for a partner. In the Draoithe Saga, a Valkyrie is a dragon's other half, literally. Their magical union acts as a healing force, balancing out their powers and, most importantly, making two broken souls completely whole again.
And this right here really captures her entire journey. On the one side, you have the broken survivor, haunted by nightmares and terrified of her own power. And on the other, you have who she becomes, a powerful queen of the mind, protected, balanced, and finally in complete control of the very gift she once thought was a curse.
This final quote from Winter just perfectly sums up the heart of the story. It's all about safety, healing, and what a real partnership looks like. It's his promise that she will never, ever have to face her demons alone again.
So, we end up right back where we started, but with a whole new perspective. What happens when a woman haunted by nightmares reclaims her power and truly becomes a ruler of the mind? Well, she finds justice, she finds balance, and she transforms her greatest fear into her greatest strength.
I sincerely hope you enjoyed this view of a story skeleton, glimpsing the characters, setting, and plot structure along with the twists within the writing in this tale from the Draoithe Saga by Ophelia Kee. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more original stories and audio adventures. A special thank you to OK Music Writers for writing and for sharing the Enter the Dream soundtrack. It's more than a story, it's an experience. Welcome to the dream.